Hi, beautiful Sagittarians. Welcome to my mid-month August 2025 readings. And I'm just super happy to be here with you. I don't normally do the mid-month readings, but I did have a few new experiences happening and a new job, a surgery for my left eye for cataract, which is, I'm so excited. Yesterday I was able to read without glasses. I did bring them in though, because I don't want to push the envelope too much, but I just, I thought, well, maybe I'll just wait till September for the readings. And then I thought, why? Let's do mid-month. Now, it's interesting, Sagittarius, because this is, not too much has really happened. I mean, we are in Leo season, and that is going to happen through the 22nd, 23rd of August, and that's coming right up. That's this week. And that is Leo is your fellow fire sign. So I feel like this is a time that's kept you quite busy, fun-seeking, kind of joyous, like let's be with friends, let's celebrate things, let's celebrate all those Leo friends of yours, which I'm sure you have as an Aries fire sign. And I feel like nothing's really missed. And then, of course, we had a total of 4 planets retrograde, which is normal. It happens every year. And yet the one most important one I find, because it's what's considered a personal planet and closer to us on this earth, is the Mercury retrograde. And that went direct on the 11th of August, which means that all in total, it usually is about a 6-week venture. I could use that word, I suppose, whereby we have a 2-week shadow period before it starts and then a 2-week shadow period after it goes direct again. So we are in that latter part of the post-Mercury retrograde. It's now gone direct. And so that means it's building momentum, and definitely probably you're noticing that information that was withheld or stalled or delayed is definitely coming through, and you're like, thank goodness. You can get back to things that you were working on and feeling like, okay, now we're going to tie up all the loose ends. And I love that I love it for all of us. But for you in particular, because I feel like with this energy that you exude of this optimism and this, power, like let's keep it moving, let's get things done, you are always on a mission, it seems, and you're so high-spirited and you have such great ideas and you want to share them with others, and you're also fun, caring, and loving. Anybody that's watched me, I love Sagittarius for many reasons. But even though I noticed you don't watch my channel that much, I hope that'll change. I would love that to change. That's not something you ever want to force on somebody. But, if you could tell a friend, 1 or 2 of you that do like it, and they happen to be Sagittarians, like, check it out. I'm one of many, many, many readers. But I've been doing it a while. I'd love to expand and grow and just be here for you, because it is about community. It's about me being hopefully inspirational for you in your life. Let's get on to the reading. I have a format, and it's going to be shortened a little bit because of the time crunch. But basically, I'm going to read your chakra check for the month. I read it for every single sign. And just so you know about the gloves, this is all about energy. I'm a huge component and, just cheerleader about energy and how it affects us in so many ways, whether it's seen or not. And also how, I delve into it basically daily as a massage therapist and a Reiki practitioner. I love color. I've always loved color, all different colors, particularly purple, but all of them. The rainbows are one of the most incredible gifts I think we're given in our lives, and we look at them, and it's always after a rain, right? And that says something a lot right there, that after some difficulties, there's always a better time, right? That's always the case. So anyway, I do digress a little bit, but my point I'm trying to make is that we're moving forward And I am forgetting another. I always have a conversation with every single sign I'm about to have a reading with. It's my little meditation with you. I like to tune into your energy. And number one, it felt very clear and clean, and I felt happiness, absolute joy, but I feel the fire in you. I feel this ambitiousness. It's like, okay, I was stalled and now there's nothing holding me back, which is the red. Also, I recommend the correlation to everybody and the recognition of the crystals and the chakras that associate with the colors. So there's a method to my madness and why I wanted to do this as a new kind of a brand for now. That'll be changing, and I'll speak more about that. And then, letting you know that's what energy I picked up, which is actually associated with the root chakra, the first chakra. I speak of the 8 chakras. There are many, but specifically the 8 within our body. And for those that are brand spanking new, first of all, welcome. Thank you for taking the time. But know that every single one of us on this planet with a body have these wonderful energy centers within us. They reside within us. They are there to, bring the most. And with these cards that I'm going to actually, this was the last one, was the crown chakra. I'm actually going to put it behind my back and do a little shuffle, very simplistic, and let you know that the message on the back is so very helpful. I call it a mantra. If for any reason you're not feeling 100% like this area or this chakra that I speak of, or that Spirit wants you to be specifically focused on, is not feeling at its full capacity, the message, the mantra is so beautiful for making that happen. You can almost feel it instantly. I personally do little mantras or meditations every single morning. I take 3 minutes to ask that every one of my chakras be open to the fullest extent for the highest good of myself and others, and the capacity to do and be my whole self. Okay, so for you have the throat chakra. So I feel like you're very fired up, very energetic, and want to speak something into existence. I feel like if there's been any kind of a resistance in that area or block, Spirit wants you to know by mentioning or thinking or speaking or hearing these words. And by the way, it's the 5th chakra, the throat chakra. Very important to all of us, right? To be able to be heard, to feel confident in what we're saying. The words behind this are the uniqueness of my voice and spirit made manifest. That's what the 5th chakra is. I courageously speak my truth with balance and grace. As Lord Buddha said, neither jagged criticism nor flowery praise will keep me from my path. I hold to my wisdom with humble elegance. And I love that. Humble, it can mean a lot of different things to a lot of people, but it's just that ability to kind of just surrender specific, needs to be right or, condescending in any way and that sort of thing. But it's how we speak and how we represent ourselves. And words have so much power. But I love that. So maybe you understand what I mean, Sagittarius. Maybe you are about to give a major speech, or maybe you need to, think about how you want to ask that special someone to be in your life forever. And I mean, the list goes on, but you're very excited. I think it feels really like a major transformational turning point in your life. But that's what I get. So I got the rooted area of just being grounded and feeling like if you're out of sorts, if you're feeling like you're just a little bit too energetic. We have the eclipses starting next month. I think a lot of that energy is already starting. You can feel it a month before. The effects of it and the lessons that come from the eclipses, which have all our lives, can last upwards of 6 months and longer. And they're to help us, to help us grow and evolve and so forth. So I love that. But the crystal in correlation with the throat chakra is in this beautiful little gift set that I got, the lapis lazuli. Now, the throat is about truth, purpose, and voice. And I know for a fact, especially the archetype of Sagittarians, is that you absolutely are all about the truth. You will, sometimes you come forth with absolute truth in ways that it could be a little bit like, oh, okay. But I personally love it. What you see is what you get with Sagittarians. They are just, they're genuine and real and authentic, and I love you for that. The lapis lazuli, I gently speak my truth and release all fears around judgment. That's super important for every one of us, right, Sagittarians? Because there's so much judgment, and I know I tend to be judgmental in my mind. It's the same thing, isn't it? But I really have been making a concentrated effort to say, I appreciate and accept people for who they are. And I know it's different than me in many ways, and that's perfectly okay. I actually like differences in others, because I learned from that. And I feel like you are on that same trajectory. And when you point that arrow, which is your glyph, you're the half man, half horse, action-oriented, freedom-seeking, love to travel, love the movement, love to help others and to, advise others and to share your knowledge. Yeah, it's judgment is not something that I've really known any real Sagittarius to have. They have ideas and principles, but they're open-minded too. It's not like they're stuck to one thing. So that I'm going to include with the reading now, because I will be doing a 6-card spread with the divination of the tarot. I'm a psychic intuitive tarot reader, and I do get downloads and information that comes through, which I will incorporate if necessary in addition to the messages that the card provides for us. And I am going to finish with a Starseed Oracle message, one of my favorite Starseed Oracle decks. So let's get that beautiful blue lapis out. I love it. It reminds me sort of the well, that would be Neptune. I guess that's the blue planet. But look at that. Whoa. It has rings around it. And I love the color. And there's so many different varieties of the same crystal. But let me stick this in here for us. And you know what? I actually want to put it in the black one, because I'm color coordinating that way. I've got on black pants, and I just feel like it'll pop even more in the black. But this will be about me. Forgive me. Get to see my top of my head here. This will be about infusing the reading with absolute clarity and of speech and voice. So that'll be helpful for me as well. So I hope that you're feeling really well. What can I tell you? We mentioned the Mercury retrograde. We had this fabulous, I said something else, forgive me. Mercury retrograde's shadow period will end on the 23rd, which happens to be the day of the new moon. And that's coming up. And it's also the start of the Virgo season, and that will end the season of Leo. And there's a vast change. Leo is the fire, like I said, and you're very familiar with that as a fire sign. But Virgo is about, let's get to business. Let's make sure we're feeling good. Let's make sure we're, got all our ducks in a row. We've had this delay and these pauses and stuff, but now we're full speed ahead. We're feeling grounded. We're feeling very in tune and very, very focused on our sustenance, our home, our family, our well-being. That happens like notoriously when seasons start to change. And I'm not going to say it yet, but yeah, we are approaching fall in the Northern Hemisphere. Kind of feels like that now. A whole different, for me as an aging, mature woman, this summer has been one that I have not remembered in a long time. We've had weeks intervals, but all of July basically was cloudy throughout the morning. It was known as, I guess, the coolest temperatures in many years, record-breaking. And then we're kind of dealing with that in August, and that's always known for being hot, though it's supposed to be hotter this week for those who reside in the Northern Hemisphere, as I do. We set these aside. So just changes and being open to that. And man, this year was so full of changes. We won't even go into all of them. But I will tell you that you'll notice the difference in the fire energy to the grounded. It'll be calmer, kind of a, okay, let's kind of focus on my needs here as I move forward, because there's been so much that's happened in a very short period of time. So I did shuffle these before, but I always do bless the decks and ask for clear and concise messages, especially with my blue lapis lazuli now, which is wonderful, lapis lazuli. And this is the beautiful Cat Tarot deck that I love to use because we are in Leo season. And happy birthday to all the Leos, and if you're cross-watching for Sagittarians. And so it'll be the past, present, and future with clarification on each that I will be reading to you about right now. Okay, Sagittarians. New moon on the 23rd is super important. It's a Virgo, 0 degree, brand new, you know, just fresh start. Write down your intentions, what you want to see happen with the seed you want to plant, you know, and watch them grow. Watch them grow. Next month, as I mentioned, is the eclipse season starting again. The first one will be on the 7th in Pisces, which will be a full lunar eclipse. And then the second eclipse will be the partial eclipse in Virgo, new moon yet again. So there'll be 2 new moons in Virgo. This is really, really emphasizing where we are on this earth, where we are in our bodies, where we are in, you know, our communities and our finances and things of that nature, and setting things forward in the way that you choose to have them, with patience and just determination, really. So let me put out the clarifications. Now, the past position is just that. It can be very recent past. It can be, I don't know, time is kind of, it's never linear, so past is past. It's prior to this reading. Present, of course, and then future. It could be near future, it could be a distant future. A lot of times people do resonate right away, but do please, Sagittarians, watch for your sun, your moon, your rising or ascendant sign, and your Venus, okay, for even a much more in-depth understanding of who we are, because we're definitely just more than our sun sign. So your past placement, yes, the 2 of Swords. Okay, so there was something that you felt a little conflicted about. Air represents the swords. Air is actually very, very compatible as an element with you as a fire sign. So there's decisions that were being made, but just know there wasn't any rush, and maybe it needed to wait till after the Mercury went direct because you weren't getting all the information you could utilize to make that decision. Or maybe it's with another person, so the 2 of you have been going back and forth, but that will be resolved. This is the past. In the present now, we are full speed ahead, like I said, right? Every day, building up, and things falling into place that we had planned or prepped and thought of weeks back. Now, the other really cool thing about the 2 of Swords is that, you know, it is a mind. It's about our mind. It's the Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini energy. And the reality is that in the Rider-Waite-Smith depiction, there's a person with a blindfold and the swords like so. But what I'd like to demonstrate is that either decision will be the right one. Don't feel overly stressed or like you don't know what to do. The answers always come when you are relaxed, maybe in nature, grounding yourself. Taking those deep breaths, and it comes in sometimes in a dream, and it comes in a music. It's interesting, and I love how our answers do come because they can be quite different in their approach. But whenever one is away, it's the ace, and it's the right one. So, you know, when you take away the 1 from the 2 in the 2 swords, you'll be on the right path. You're being guided. I can promise you that. Clarification of this. The Star. So this is dreams fulfilled. This is the Aquarian energy, another major arcana, first of all, very important for messages, but never letting go of your dreams, which you know, I know. Once again, Jupiter ruled Sagittarians. I mean, you have a lot of dreams, but you fulfill most all of them. Of all the Sagittarians I've known, you are one of the best manifestors. Jupiter doesn't hurt being your ruling planet, I'll tell you that much. And so, yeah, just sticking to the plan, knowing, okay, this is the choice that I am going for, and it's going to be the right choice. And something really magical, I think, is happening right now. It could be something that's never happened before. That's very much what happens with the eclipses. It brings things in, it brings things out unexpectedly. The list goes on and on from this year, but I won't go too deep into that. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful energy. Moving into the present. So for your present, you have, Seven of Cups. Well, that's the energy of water. And water is the most sensitive element, definitely perceptive, psychic, intuitive. As I mentioned, this eclipse series, we had the last series in March, and we're starting a new one in September. And then the last one, I believe, in this series of Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node, is going to be, well, the first of the new series will start in February, and it'll be, I want to say a new moon. Don't quote me on that. In Aquarius. So the next series will be the Aquarius Leo. They're always oppositional. They always work in pairs, and they're for about 18 months. So we're well into the halfway mark with the Pisces and Virgo, but Pisces is the water. Pisces is the innovator, the creator, the creative, the psychic, the religious, the very, very spiritual sign, the selfless, the caring, the compassionate. And it looks as though you have a lot of choices, and a lot of people vying for your attention and wanting your emotion and your help. And this makes sense. Many Sagittarians I know professionally are in fields that would require that, whether it be, a doctor, a judge, a teacher, a mentor, some form of that. That's, there's a lot of, just make sure that you're not feeling overwhelmed is what's coming right off the bat for this. But at the same time, you like being active, you like being busy. And when you're in a business and you own a business, for example, or even entrepreneurial, you want to be more busy than not, right? You want more options than not. So just make sure that you're feeling very clear when you make whatever choices you do and decisions about offers coming to you, okay? Because there'll be a lot. And then clarifying that is the beautiful Six of Cups. Oh, well, this is beautiful. I'm not really seeing this card, but it's hitting home. And bottom line is it represents this wonderful feeling of nostalgia. It's love, it's friendships, it's family. Look at that little kitten there. It's remembering your youth. It's remembering how when you were younger you thought, well, one day I'm going to have a family, and maybe that's what's going on. And congratulations, it's actually happening in my family with my Sagittarius son. And it's happening really soon, actually. It's under a month now. So, feeling this joy and this just gratification beyond words even. And friendships and things just surrounding you and feeling, making you feel extremely happy to be alive, for lack of a better word. So I love that. Sixes are really great too for balance. That's a numerology number in that regard. Oh, what a great reading. I mean, it has a lot that it's very, well, it covers the cups and our emotions, but it definitely covers our mind so we've got our mind working and we've got our heart working, and when they work together, it's the best ultimate, way to be for that ability to manifest and move forward your dreams and your desires. Then we have the future, and it is the Hermit. So now this is representing, believe it or not, it's in Major Arcana again, the Virgo. And here we are about to enter into Virgo season. And here we are about to get our new moon for all our intentions and the ways that we want things to be. And if for any reason you are expecting a child in the next 3 weeks, 4 weeks, they will be a Virgo. But it also requires, and I mentioned that earlier, when it comes to Virgo season versus Leo with the fiery, let's go out and play and have fun and just socialize. It's more about, I think I want more me time. I think I need to just really just kind of be at peace with everything that's gone on over the summer. You know, it's a new season, like I said, starting. So we all kind of go through that adaptation. Time changes happen, you know, it gets dark a little bit earlier in this northern hemisphere. So taking all that in, really, you know, respecting your need for quiet time, downtime, all of those things enter into that. So bearing that in mind, the confirmation or clarification of that is strength. And there's that Leo again. So you are a strong, very strong soul. You know, any fire sign, in my opinion, they represent physical. Like, I've known a lot that are very exorcisious. It's almost like they have to, you know, the fire energy, you have to get that out of your body, you know, for less stress and so forth, for overall well-being. But also there's this very notable interest in, you know, excelling in anything you do, quite frankly, Sagittarius, but physically too. Like, my son was always in cross country. Well, he started in soccer, then basketball, and cross country. Like, that's determination. That's not just little stints, right? That's the marathon. And that's what you strive for. You know that about life. You have that inner knowing, and you welcome the strength. You provide it by taking care of yourself and eating properly and everything, because you know that's what's going to keep you in the game and moving in the way and feeling the best you can feel. So, wow, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3 major arcana. It looks as though you are absolutely feeling good about where the direction you're heading. Like I said, only thing I would question or absolutely be aware of is taking on too much. Because if in fact you are bringing in anybody new to the family, whether it be animal, an actual child, you know, maybe a relative and all that, that requires, you know, some acclimating and some heart-centered, you know, beautiful thing. By the way, Jupiter, your ruling planet, has moved into Cancer, one of the most comfortable, beautiful places for Jupiter to be. And so I don't know exactly what house that falls into. You can look that up so easily in the tropical astrology, you know, horoscope. But I will say that it's positive for everybody. If you have any placements in Cancer, it's also going to be even more. But it's about opening our hearts. It's about love and family, and that's what makes the world go round. You know, it's always been that way, and it'll always be that way, and I fully believe in that. But I love this for you. I'm going to finish with a oracle message, and I just would like to ask if you are feeling a resonance at all to this reading, and you think you'd like to come back. If you haven't, and by the way, those that are, I love you deeply and appreciate you so much. Without you, this channel wouldn't really matter, you know, at all. I do it because I'm extremely passionate and love it, and I've been doing it for years. And I'm actually going to probably change it up to where I have I'm going to bring it back, basically. It's not new. I did it about 5 years ago. Where my forte is about relationships. So I'd like to do what I would consider Marianne, instead of Marianne's Mystic Mentions, Marianne's Mystic Matchmaking, because I'm enthralled and always have been since I found out what astrology sign I am, which is Libra. 4 placements, in fact. And Libras love connection. We love relationships. I've studied it. I've lived it. since I was like 12 when I found out. And so I want to bring back the series, the relationship series. I would say love series, but it can be all forms of relationships. And therefore I would do, instead of worrying about making sure I had all the readings out for the beginning of the month or the mid-month, I just keep doing them every chance I get, you know, throughout till every sign from Aries to Pisces has had a reading, you know, and an interpretation of the compatibility of from Aries to Pisces. So it's a long series, and I hope you'll enjoy it, because it's always been something that I've, like I said, been very drawn to, and I feel the most confident and learned in. And yeah, stay tuned. So your last message is the Oracle Starseed, and it's the Great Severing. Wow, Mars energy, anger, conflict, softening to love. Red, fiery. Now, you're not ruled by Mars, but Aries is, your fellow fire sign. And boy, we had Mars in Leo for the longest time, and then retrograde and back. And that happened this year. I think it really, really affected a lot of us in our relationships right off the bat. And for the betterment, of course, but at the time, sometimes it doesn't feel like it. Let me read further for you, if I may. Look at this. It's intense, right? But, you know, you understand that part of life. You're the truth seeker. You know that not everything is always going to be light and loving and rainbows and all that. So, but you work your hardest as a Jupiter-ruled, optimistic, positive sign to spread that love, to spread that optimism, to spread that happiness and joy. And I thank you for that. So the Great Severing, let's see, we'll start with the T then. There'll be a few of those. The Great should be before that. Yeah, there's a fair amount from that. Okay. Well, this is interesting. How am I going to get to that then? Shouldn't be too difficult, but there are the S's and then the T's. And it would be, nope, that is not happening that way. I see. I've got it. Okay. Almost there, folks. G. The golden and then the great. All right. So it's, there's a let me just put these on just in case, because I don't want to waste your time or mine trying to read words that aren't quite coming as clearly as they will soon enough. This is a shadow card, one that may feel confrontational. Don't be afraid. It's here to bring to the surface anything that's standing in the way of letting love in. The warring planet of Mars is our constant reminder that it's important to soften, forgive, and find our way back to love. There are many things in the human experience that make it difficult for our heart and soul to stay open to the never-ending source of love. We're all wounded, and our conscious wounds inflict wounds on others. It can feel like a never-ending dance we can never escape. If we aren't careful, before long, we'll see the world as a scary, dangerous place. Fear and anxiety roam free. Where fear and anxiety roam free. If this card surfaces, it could be for two reasons. Firstly, for you to acknowledge the difficult emotions, situations, conflicts, wounds, and fears that are causing you pain and anxiety. And secondly, for you to find your way back to love. I feel like it's the latter. I really feel strongly with this reading. I feel like it's something you've been around and you're experiencing, or people around you. When we're hurt, it's normal to close off our heart to the world, to let the painful experience confirm the agony of separation in earthly life. Soften and find your way back to love anyway. When fear, anxiety, and paranoia paralyze you, it's normal to want to hide away from others and the world. Well, that would be the hermit, but we don't want to overextend the hermit. For those few of you that this may be resonating with. It's normal to want to hide away. Yes, come out of your cave and soften your heart anyway. We're all innocent children spinning our way around the world, Find a way to see the innocence in all people, especially yourself. Well, that's interesting, and I actually like it because, once again, there's the shadow and the light in everything, and in life, and in us, and in every person, every human, every spirit. So yeah, that is for a certain amount of you, but yes, find your way back to love. There's an emphasis here in the center of presence of just that, of the emotional side and feeling like you're ready to be committed. You're ready to show that love, you know, and it's different for everybody, but you have a lot to give. And I'm really happy to be here for the reading. Please do like and share and comment. Anything you'd like to do, I will respond in kind. And I thank you for your time, Sagittarians. Love you all. Have a beautiful, beautiful August. Definitely subscribe if you can to. None of it costs anything. That's the most important thing. You're just supporting me, and I love it for it. Yeah, I love you for that. So until September, take good care. Bye for now.